My. The Crane Victory Port.
Ooh, what sharp eyes you have, Grandma.
Yes, well, you only open a bottle of that when you're celebrating something or very, very pleased with yourself.
Indeed I am, my dear.
Well, what is it, Julian? Have you taken over another company, forced some poor bastard to sell his soul to the Cranes?
Not today, darling. Today I'm congratulating myself for something on a more personal level.
Oh! Have we hired a new maid for you to bed?
Oh, no, dearest one. Actually, I've taken care of 2 old but rather irritating private issues.
Wonderful! Then you've done something about the size of your ego and the size of your...
As always, your droll wit brings color to my otherwise drab and dreary existence. How was the gala?
Oh, it was wonderful. But there's no place like home, however devoid of warmth and comfort it may be. So, tell me, Julian, what personal issues have you handled?
Well, for one thing, I've taken care of that irksome business with Sheridan and her old nightmare. She finally realizes that what she thought happened one night all those years ago was nothing more than a very bad dream.
Good. What else?
Even better, I put an end to any more interference from Pilar's persistent patrolman son. Officer Louise won't be hounding our family anymore.
What are you talking about, Julian? What have you done to Luis?
I haven't done anything to Pilar's precious son, but try to set him straight. He came here badgering me with questions about his father.
Martin, what about him?
It turns out this insane grudge that Patrolman Dudley Do-Right has been nursing against us has to do with his father's absence from his own family.
I remember how Martin's disappearance broke Pilar's heart.
I merely explained to Luis what actually happened.
And what do you know about it?
I told him what the family did for Pilar after Martin deserted her and her children, how Father and I increased her Christmas bonuses, how we helped her out with the mortgage at the bank.
Those were my ideas. I had to force you and your father to help Pilar. Why are you taking credit for it, Julian? What are you up to? I want an answer, Julian. What are you up to?
My God, are you really so suspicious of me and everything I do?
Frankly, yes.
Well, you needn't be. Young Lopez Fitzgerald came here looking for a scapegoat. He couldn't abide the thought that his father abandoned Pilar and that passel of brats she bore him.
Well, from what I remember about Martin, he wasn't the kind of man to desert his family.
Well, looks can be deceiving. I'd think you'd know that by now, Ivy. All I did was make Luis realize he should be grateful to the Cranes, not accusatory. And in doing so, I hope I put an end to the constant harassment of all the members of my family. So, all in all, it's been a pretty good day. Why don't you join me and make it even better?
I'll have a glass, but I have no interest in joining you.
Pity. You can make a night of it.
Just the port.
It's a stunning dress. Is that new?
I got it in Paris when I was being fit for my fall wardrobe.
I like it. I like what's under it even better. No one would guess you're the mother of 4, Ivy. You never look better.
Well, I'll take the compliment, Julian. But I have no interest in where this is headed.
You seemed to be interested enough yesterday.
A momentary lapse of sanity. Forget about it, Julian. It's not going to happen.
Come on, Ivy. I know what's underneath that icy exterior, just as I know what's underneath that dress. There's a fire burning, just waiting to be rekindled.
Go to hell, Julian.
Oh, it's been years since you felt a man's touch. God, that must be agony for a woman like you. Can't turn me away forever.
There There you are, Julian.
Next time, knock.
I want to know exactly what you told Luis Lopez Fitzgerald about his father.
I thought I made it clear to you that what Luis and I discussed was a private matter, i.e. none of your business.
Well, from what I understand, Martin Fitzgerald was caught embezzling money from the Crane Industries. And after Father found out, Martin left town and then was never heard from again. I would like to know why this is the first time I've heard this story. You're not the only one, Ivy. Apparently nobody saw fit to tell Pilar either.
It was to spare her any more humiliation than she was already suffering. And it's the same reason the theft was never reported to the police.
From what I hear, after Father forgave Martin for stealing from him, he helped Pilar out financially. That was not...
You heard right. That's the truth.
So you're telling me that Father covered up a crime against Crane Industries and helped Pilar all out of the goodness of his heart?
Well, that's correct.
Liar. You're lying, Julian, and I want to know why.
Oh, please, Sheridan. I would think you had enough to deal with today without bothering yourself with someone else's ancient history. Or does all this hysteria just fall out from your old bugaboos about caskets and corpses?
This has nothing to do with my old nightmare.
You could have fooled me. What do you think, Ivy? Don't you think that Sheridan should be making better use of her time, say, by resting or perhaps seeking the counsel of a good psychiatrist?
You're not going to weasel your way out of this one, Julian. We all know very well that Father has never forgiven anyone for anything, ever.
Well, perhaps neither of you know Alistair as well as you think. Father himself told me he didn't think it was fair to punish Pilar for the sins of her husband. He didn't want her life made any harder than Martin had already made it by deserting her and those children.
I love Pilar deeply. She has done so much for me and for this whole family. But Father wouldn't give a damn if she saved all of our lives single-handedly. He would never have forgiven her husband for stealing from him, and he would never help her out.
Think what you want, Sheridan.
What I think is you've made up a very elaborate story, and you wouldn't have done so unless you were trying to cover up something. And I want to know what it is, Julian. You know, I almost bought your story until you got to the part about Father's compassion and forgiveness. You gave yourself away.
You don't know what you're talking about, Sheridan.
Oh, I think I do. You're covering something up, Julian. What really happened to Pilar's husband? I would like to know too, Julian. Considering this is the first I've ever heard of it. And Sheridan's right. Your father has never forgiven anyone for anything. It's simply not in the Crane nature.
That's enough. Alistair does not want this discussed anymore.
Well, that's just...
Leave it alone! Drop it. I'm warning the both of you.
Julian, I am not...
I mean it.